Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here today, my name is Odds, and we are going to be discussing Hawkeye Episode 5. Guys, it feels so good to be right. I cannot express this enough. If you were here for Loki, you would know exactly what I'm talking about, being right. Oh, my cat decided to be involved, as she usually does. But we're going to give a breakdown of the episode and then some questions, thoughts, and theories at the end as usual. If you're new here today, I would love for you to subscribe. I do 3 videos a week, beauty, vlogs, Marvel, Star Wars. There's lots of stuff on my channel. And tomorrow I will be seeing No Way Home, so there will be a review on that coming Friday or Saturday. And there will be lots of spoilers, so keep a lookout for that and go see this film. And always for this video, there's going to be spoilers because it's a recap. So watch the episode first and then come back and watch this. But if you like this video while you're watching, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And I think I already said subscribe, but I'm trying to get to 400 subscribers and I'm 8 away. So please subscribe to my channel so I can get more people in this little YouTube family. Let's go ahead and get started with the recap. We start with a flashback to 2018 with Elena trying to wake one of the widows, finding out that she wasn't woken up, but that she's actually just a contractor for hire, an assassin for hire, a contractor, kind of. But when she's in the bathroom after they're all discussing everything, she gets dusted. So that's when the snap happens. So she gets dusted, but then comes back what looks like almost immediately later, but we find out it's the 5 years after the blip. So they end up coming back, and it feels just like 5 seconds for them. She seemingly learns about Natasha's death from the former Black Widow friend, Anna, that she had. So we don't hear her say anything, but then she's pretty much clued in and looks like really distraught. So we're pretty much to assume that she was the one who told her about the death, which is not really what happened. I think the world doesn't really know what happened to Natasha. They just know that she died somewhere along the way. But she was told some story about it that is probably not accurate. We then go back to Kate, who just got sent away by Clint, and she's all sad, and Eleanor dresses her wounds, and she's like, I don't feel myself as a superhero. And this is, like I said, the moment where the hero comes into their own sort of thing. They have to get defeated so that they can come into their own, which does happen in this episode. Again, love being right. I know how to write a story. There you go. Kate ends up telling Eleanor about Sloan Limited, and Jack's involvement as it, and Eleanor promises to look into it, which we come back to later. She goes home to her burnt apartment to get her stuff to go back home to Eleanor when she is intercepted by Elena. Elena is in Kate's apartment and she cooked mac and cheese, so they have this lovely little conversation about how Elena is excited to be in New York, and I just thought it was an adorable little conversation before they get to the nitty-gritty of that Elena is there to kill Clint. So we don't reveal too much about her being hired yet, which we come into a little bit later, but Kate is told by Elena that she is Natasha's sister, so we do have that revealed to Kate, so Kate knows what's going on. Kate tries to convince, during this conversation, Kate tries to convince Elena that Clint is a good person, but Elena will just not hear any of it. Then we go back to Eleanor's apartment, and Jack is arrested by the police. Clint goes to talk to Natasha at the Avengers Memorial, so he is like this, I'm sorry for what I'm about to do. And that means when he puts on the Ronin costume and goes to talk to Maya, because that is what he goes to do. He doesn't go to kill her, but he wants to go to end this. So we think that he's going to kill her, but he ends up sparing her life. And Clint tells her that he was tipped off about about her father, so that there was an informant within the tracksuits, which we come to kind of, it's implied that it's Kazi, and Maya kind of figures it out, but we don't see any aftermath of that yet. That will be in the next episode. I'm sure it will be revealed 100% to her. We find out Yelena is tailing Eleanor, and Eleanor is in fact the one that hired Yelena to kill Clint. And then we see Eleanor talking to the Kingpin, and it is Vincent D'Onofrio. I was like, it kind of doesn't look like him, but it is in fact Vincent D'Onofrio. So the Netflix Daredevil Kingpin is in fact the Kingpin of the MCU, which we had thought. Vincent D'Onofrio had tweeted that, or liked tweets that he was in the show, so he is in the show. He spoiled that for everybody, but he is in the show. I had thought that maybe he wasn't going to show up until the next episode, but also I did say that he would be revealed in an end tag, and he definitely was. He was just in like a picture at the very end of the episode. So, yep, Kingpin is in the MCU, guys. I don't know what else to say. I'm so happy. I love being right. That is the recap of this episode. We're going to go ahead and talk about some thoughts, theories, and questions next. We're going to start off talking about the theory that Laura Barton is in fact the Mockingbird. I believe this theory more so than there's another theory about her that I think is possible, but I think this one is much more likely. Now, there's another scene with Laura in this where she's, of course, on the phone, because that's all the scenes that she's in, and she's discussing, oh, we've been so careful. It goes back to this watch that's hiding somebody's identity. And if they're able to tail and get the information on Clint's family from the watch, seemingly it has to do with Laura. So I definitely believe that she is the Mockingbird, or Mockingbird. I don't know why I'm saying the Mockingbird. But I think she's Mockingbird in the MCU. Now, there is a Mockingbird from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Bobby Morse. I believe this could be a title like the Black Widow that is passed down, or that it's multiple people carry the title. So I think it could be something that's passed down, and Bobby Morse could still be the current Mockingbird, but Laura was a previous Mockingbird. I also must say that they never confirmed that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was canon in the MCU. Now, it could be something that is like the Netflix series, which I believe that they're going to soft reboot, and some of the characters are played by the same actors, and some of the events might have still happened, but they're not 100% what has happened in the MCU. So we're going to talk about that a little bit when we get to more stuff about Kingpin, but I don't know if they're going to canonize Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. 100%, or if they'll just eventually bring in Bobby Morse Mockingbird into the MCU. I can't really see them doing that, if I'm being quite honest, and I know that's really disappointing for people who are huge fans of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I just can't see it happening. I think the MCU would like to move on from their ABC shows especially, and just kind of start over. The other theory about Laura is that she's a Skrull. I think that is likely, but I don't think it's more likely than her being Mockingbird. But we must talk about Skrulls because it's starting to get close to Secret Invasion time, so there will probably be a Skrull revealed. I don't know if it'll be revealed in this show, but there might be a Skrull reveal. And if Laura does end up being a Skrull, I wouldn't be that shocked, but I think Mockingbird is much more likely of a theory. I want to briefly touch on, for the gays out there, that the director hinted at a possible Yelena and Kate relationship. Now, I know there's a lot of shippers. I know there's a lot of people who don't like this ship because of Yelena's non-canon sexuality in the comics. There's lots of information on it. You can find that. The writer and creator of Yelena came out and spoke about the fact that Yelena doesn't have a canon sexuality in the comics, so it would not be erasure. Everything is a fan headcanon. So it's possible that there might be a relationship, or that MCU is, again, queer baiting us all. So I'm not going to get my hopes up, but I would like to see a potential of that. I think that would be kind of cool to see some characters, you know, get together. Since we, you know, a lot of people at first shipped Hawkeye and Black Widow, but they never got together, so it could be that this version of Hawkeye and this version of Black Widow do get together. So we'll see if anything pans out there, but that was something that the writers came out and talked about over the past week. And we're going to wrap up the episode. We're going to wrap up the video talking about Kingpin and his next move. So, as I briefly touched on, I think that this might be just a reboot of the Kingpin character. Now, when we last saw him, he was getting the shit beat out of him by Daredevil. Now, I think they confirmed that they'll bring Charlie Cox in as Daredevil, but they didn't say that it would be like a continuation of that story, and I don't think it will be. I think it will be a soft reboot with just the same actors. So this could be a new beginning for the Kingpin versus, you know, he had his identity revealed to everybody and he got publicly arrested and then he got the crap beaten out of him and all this sort of stuff and everything with Vanessa. I don't think necessarily that we'll see any of that again. I would be kind of shocked if we did. But I think they're going to move in a direction where they're going to write their own stories for the Kingpin versus going ahead and canonizing everything from Daredevil, the Netflix series, which I loved personally. It was probably one of the best series that Netflix has put out. Other than Jessica Jones season 1, that was an amazing season. The rest of the show kind of fell off, but Daredevil was solid through and through for the 3 seasons, so I don't think we're going to see, like, Bullseye. I don't think we're going to see... We might not see Foggy, we might not see Karen, but we will see Charlie Cox Daredevil, and we will definitely see Vincent D'Onofrio Kingpin, because he was in this episode. But what is next for him? I don't know what he's just like evil, guys. I don't know what his whole end goal is other than power. That is pretty much the Kingpin's goal in life, is power, power, power. So it's more so interesting why he's working with Eleanor. I mean, she has a security company, so she has a lot of information on people, so I think that can be a pretty beneficial relationship, a partnership between the two of them. I think we're going to see the Kingpin a lot more next episode in the finale, but we're going to really see him moving forward, maybe for a Young Avengers team up or for Echo in her spin-off series. So definitely interested to see how this all plays out, but really, really excited for Kingpin in the MCU, and we can definitely see characters like Spider-Man fighting Kingpin now because he's a Spider-Man villain. So we'll see going forward what's going to happen with Kingpin, but I'm just so happy that we got him in this episode, and that is it, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking time out of the day to watch this video and like it and subscribe. It really means a lot to me. And I will see you on Friday or Saturday if I can't get it up on Friday, but hopefully Friday with my Spider-Man No Way Home review. Bye!